Cool. Got you. We are recording. Cool, cool, cool. All right, family. So this is the first time, Jason Brown, has been able to speak to, the big faith movement. The big faith movement, overflow, and I think the name speaks for itself. I think the name speaks for itself, right? Because we're while everybody some other groups or some other families, right, may be operating on something else. We're actually operating on the solely one thing that we need to actually thrive in this business, to thrive in this industry, right? And the one thing I wanted to say is that I want you to really listen closely, and if we can, I want everybody to get uncomfortable today. Let's see how many cameras can we turn on, because we do have an elite person on this call. We do have somebody who, I trust, love, and respect a lot. And you're not going to show up to this interview with your hoodie on. You're just not. We're just not going to do that. So, I understand some folks do, they are working. They probably have an AirPod in while they're at work, still listening on this call, right? And I respect that. Those of you who are driving and still listening, I respect that. I just want to say I thank you, right? And go ahead and drop overflow in the chat, because we've been experiencing a lot of overflow, not just in my organization. I also shared this with my cross lines so that they can have access to this, right? Because I understand the word service. I understand that, right? And I want you to understand that, like, we're all here on one law. We're all here on this call by one law, and that's the law of attraction. You were attracted in this business. Whether somebody gave you a call, whether you saw somebody on social media posting, you are here off the law of attraction, right? And I want to tell you that this might be your last opportunity to gain the generational wealth that you want. This might be it. It may not be anything else. So you definitely don't want to go ahead and take that for granted, right? I just want to ask you guys a question. What is the most powerful nation in the entire world? If you guys could type it in the chat. If you guys know, go ahead and type that. What's the most powerful? Ooh, Summer, right? She's been on her personal development. Shout out to the P600, the new P600, right? Most powerful nation in the world, your imagination, right? And some of us, we're not using that. We're not using it, right? And I want you guys to, like, really tap into that imagination to really manifest the things, because that's where most of the spiritual stuff happens. It's creation in the mind, right? And I want you to understand that the moment you get out your comfort zone is when you unleash that beast that's inside of you. The moment you get out that comfort zone, that's when the beast is unleashed. And some of us is fighting to tame that beast to keep it inside. We have Jason Brown, who's about to come up, and he's somebody that is. I love the way he paints perspective. I think because perspective is so powerful, right? I love the way he articulates and delivers. I'm studying the way he delivers words. I'm studying whatever book that he's reading. I want to be the first one on that webinar. See, as soon as we started this webinar, there were about 15 people in the waiting room. They were just like, I need to be there. We put 100, but we had to upgrade, because some, we wanted to create that FOMO first. We wanted to see who's actually going to go ahead and take action, right? And we saw the ones who showed up, right? So I don't want to even speak too much. I just want to thank everybody for actually being here. I hope that you guys have your pen and pads out, because you definitely want to go ahead and take notes. I got my pen and pad. Let me go ahead and show you, because I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I'm actually going to take notes, because I need to be poured into tonight, right? If you're ready to be poured into tonight, go ahead and drop an 888 in the chat, right? Go ahead and drop an 888 in the chat, right? And let's go ahead and switch it up, because I know we're in a good frequency, right? an intense feeling of deep affection, right? Let's go ahead and drop love in the chat. Let's stop dropping eights. Let's go ahead and drop love in the chat, right? Because I don't know what Jason Brown's going to talk about, right? I just know that the title is trench work. He may be able to dive into that. He may be able to give us something that we need, right? So without further ado, I'm going to bring up one of the elites, somebody who has amazing integrity. Like if integrity was a person, it'd be him, right? Hard work. That surely knows is hard work, right? Love. He has a lot of class, right? And a lot of people don't know some of the things that he does behind the scenes that he doesn't even want people to know. I found out somebody couldn't get home from London. And they were somebody that were working, they were working for, they were volunteering. And I found out that Jason Brown, that person was stuck and he booked a flight for that person. And that right there, I was like, oh my gosh, like the integrity, the love, like that, the integrity, the love, I was like, wow, like that's why I love this platform. That's why I love this company, right? So I'm gonna move out the way. I don't want to talk no more. Let's go ahead and drop some 750s in the chat for our chairman elite 750, Mr. Jason Brown. You can go ahead and take it away. I love you so much. And let me just go ahead and get my pen and paper out because I'm excited. You can take it away. All right, let me see.
Oh, we about to cook. No. We here.
We here. Let's go.
Well, I appreciate that, C. John, bro. I got so much love, so much respect for you as well, bro. And I just, sometimes I sit back and I listen to the way that I'm introduced on calls, bro. And it just gives a level of like purpose and just even more, just even more vision about what we're really doing here. I don't know why I'm under this name. That don't make no sense. Hold on. Let me change that. But I'm so proud of what you've built, bro. I'm so honored to, finally step in to the locker room with the squad. And I know a lot of you guys have probably seen me in videos or maybe at a convention or, in a training or maybe on YouTube or whatever, on Instagram, whatever that is, I'm here to tell you guys that I'm excited. I'm locked and loaded. I've been talking to C. John almost every single day. Gustavo's my brother from another mother. So him, Darwin, Emery, we've been working together hands-on for years. And, what I like to do is get in the trenches with the squads because, if it was money that was my true motivation, I would have clocked out a long time ago. I went from very rapidly 70 grand in debt. I'm going to share my story with you guys before we get into this training, but it ain't money that motivates me right now. I'm on a mission and I want to help create 1,000 Chairman 10s and 1 million educated customers inside of our company. And, we're steamrolling to that. I get to see in the back office every single day, new Chairman 10s. I mean, if you go look at the Chairman Hall of Fame, we're popping new chairman almost every single day, if not almost 2-3 a day. And we've been doing that for 4 months straight. And the reason why we have the ability to do that is because we have an opportunity that just makes sense. When I got involved in this company, I was 70 grand in debt. Back in 2013, I was working in a nightclub, making 6 figures, selling $25 bottles for $300-$400 a pop. I was working with some of my favorite athletes, were some of my clients, favorite rappers, favorite artists, favorite musicians, big money people, wealthy people, business owners. I was selling them a good time and I was working and I thought, man, all of these people, have the freedom and flexibility and tomorrow morning I got to get up and go to work. And so I really started to open up my mind about, how wealthy people create wealth. And, it was interesting because I had a friend who got started in the industry of direct sales, network marketing, and I was very skeptical. I was not about it. For me, it felt corny the way he was moving. And, I was like, man, I'm good. And for 5, 6, 7 months, I just thought, man, that's not for me. And he was a good friend of mine. I respected him. And then one day I saw him pull up in a brand new BMW to the gym. He's barely working. He's traveling. And I'm thinking, at that time, I got to admit, I had a big ego. Maybe some of you guys looking at me going, yo, if this dude can do it, I could definitely do it. Well, that was me. I was like, yo, if he can do it, man, I can quadruple what he does. And so I had that ego, and he sat down, he showed me the opportunity, and I literally tossed my credit card across the table, and I said, my bro, let's work. And the reason why was because I understood the trends. I understood where we were going. As far as, forget, this is way before Forex. This is before trading. This was products first. But I understood that companies were starting to move different, right? I understood that companies were really starting to focus on, word of mouth marketing. They weren't doing billboards anymore because everybody's texting and driving. They weren't doing, radio ads because everybody's getting Sirius and XM radio, right? They weren't going even sometimes on YouTube because we can't wait to skip the video, right? We live in a world that doesn't like to be sold and doesn't like to be marketed to. But what we do is we follow influence. And we follow influence a lot of the times in the form of social media. And, that's why some of the Kardashians are some of the wealthiest people, right? And have some of the biggest following. And they can just literally pop up, sell anything, and boom, they're rocking, So it's just social influence, and we see it every single day. And so I'm like, man, that makes sense. Let's rock. I go all in. I quit the nightclub. Guys, for almost 2.5 years, I barely made any money, right? So if you're on this call and you're a P600, this is gospel truth. If you're on this call and you're a P600, you're making more residual income with way less people. I had about 120 people. We were making about $500 a month residual income. So some of you guys got 12 I just saw, C-John, I just saw your boy was with you go, what? Nah. He's like, what? Nah. I swear that we were putting in sales and we were not getting paid properly. And I saw that, and I've always been about the people. And I said, no, I'm not doing this. I bought something that wasn't exactly what I thought I bought. I got catfished, if you would say. But in that company, I'm grateful because check this out. Now I want you guys to learn something. That is the company where I met Alex Morton that allowed me to have that friendship that eventually allowed me to bring him to this company. Matt and I enrolled Alex and brought Alex to IM Academy. And that leg of business that Alex is on has over 150,000 people on it active right now, including David Imonitier, Chairman 750, Bryce Thompson, about to go Chairman 750 this week, Yvonne Tapia, 150,000 customers that I met the guy who started that wave in a company where I made no money for 2.5 years. I believe that sometimes you're put in a position in life where you got to take the brunt of a situation in order to get the blessing later down the road. So I was patient, right? I was learning. I met Bob Proctor in that company. I was doing personal development. I was growing. I was networking. I was meeting people. And I said, you know what? I got to step away from this business. This isn't ethical. I don't like what's happening. 6 months later, they got shut down. I was like, discernment, good judgment. I stepped in to a startup, and I started to build a culture. I started to open Africa for them. I have a lot of connections through Africa. So that was my biggest focus, was really helping get Nigeria and Ghana off the ground and running. I'm running. And at the end of 2.5 years, I'm literally 70 grand in debt, broke as a joke. I had to move back in with my parents at the age of 25, turning 26. My boy gave me a side hustle to deliver pizza, Chinese food. He owned a delivery company. So companies, it was like Uber Eats before Uber Eats, right? So companies would outsource deliveries, and I was working. I was on leadership calls like this while I was delivering. I was taking 3-way calls, trying to build my business while I was delivering. I was working. And then I found out about trading. And to me, that was the game changer, because I was like, all right, hold up. I can learn the skill of money. And I truly believe that if you don't understand money, you're always going to be broke, right? If we understood money, then we would never run out of it. And the people that are constantly broke, they just aren't educated on money. That's the truth. And so I'm like, all right, I'm broke, but I'm not going to let this be my reality, right? This is my situation, but I'm not going to let it be my identity, right? Some of you guys may be going through struggle right now. That's not your identity. Your struggle, your identity is not the struggle. Your identity is your vision, right? My vision was people over profits. That's when I partnered with Matt Rosa, right? And Matt and I put together this vision of people over profits. And we didn't know how we were going to do it, but we were destined to become the top earners in the entire industry. We wanted to shake it up. We wanted to call out the people that were taking advantage of people. We wanted to, shake up the companies that were underpaying and taking all the profits. And we ended up meeting Christopher Terry that summer. And Chris showed us love, even though we really didn't have much to bring to the table. Chris showed us love, bro. I can tell you that Chris got on a call in a t-shirt, and I'm meeting the CEO, a multiple 8-figure trader, and he's in a t-shirt, cool. And for an hour, all we did was talk about family, where we're from, what neighborhoods in New York we hang out in, the Yankees. He was asking a million questions about where my family was from, where Matt's family was from. And we barely talked about business. He's like, look, man, I'm going to give you guys a discount code. IML at the time was $500 to get started. And he slid us a coupon code for the shopping cart so we could get started for $250, I believe it was. And he said, look, whatever you guys need, here's my personal number. If you have any questions about trading, hit me up. He didn't try to, make us leave that other company. He knew we had a good network, but we were just not making money. So honestly, we were vulnerable, right? He could have been like, yo, I'm gonna give you 5 Gs. We would have been like, well, we're kind of broke. I don't know. But he didn't, that's what I respected about him, that he was real. He said, look, I'm here for you, whatever you need. So for 2 months, I texted him and he responded. And I was just learning how to trade. The only products, listen to me, the only services this company had at that time was the Harmonic scanner, but it wasn't in the web browser. It was a file that you had to download to the desktop version of MetaTrader 4, which is basically dinosaur age. At this point, nobody really uses desktop MetaTrader 4 because a year later, TradingView came out, and then we designed the web scanner, and now everything is done in web browsers and on your phone. But we literally had to download the only product of the company. We had to download a file. It was pretty complicated, and we still made it work. And I started to learn. I still use the Harmonic scanner to this day. Sheesh. I called out a trade this morning with my Australia squad off the Harmonic scanner, and we already caught, let me see. Yeah, we already caught 130 pips. The scanner is no joke. So we actually learned how to trade off the scanner. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, we could do this, because I became confident in trading. A couple of years ago, I switched everything to crypto. Bitcoin, I called a Bitcoin move earlier today. Bitcoin popped literally almost $200 right after that call that I did. And I'm a happy camper because I got over 50 Bitcoin. I have a huge portfolio. I've been buying Bitcoin for years. Even when I was broke, I was buying 25 bucks here, 50 bucks here, 100 bucks here. So we really trade too. And, the thing was like, wait a minute, if we could put people on and they don't have to sell or recruit, but then we have a compensation plan. I sat down with Chris Terry and I was like, bro, if you let us do a couple changes, that $500 package, that's not going to work. But if you allow us to restructure the business model, bro, I promise you, we will make this the biggest company in the world. I said, bro, I promise you, nobody will compete with us. And he was like, yo, whatever you need, let's do it. So we literally went in, we shifted things up. I literally sat in my room doing math. I'm not even that good at math, but when it comes to compensation, I figured it out. Sat in my room, looked at stuff. We designed a compensation plan, 4-4-4, 12-12 and 6, 30-30-15, 90-90-45, 200-200, 100. Send it to the lawyers, send it to the companies. They crunch the numbers. They're like, yo, this comp plan is great. How'd you do it? I was like, I don't know. And guess what? What happened after that? Explosion. Literally, Alex came. All of a sudden, 90 days later, Matt and I are chairman 25. 90 days after that, chairman 50. 90 days after that, chairman 100. 90 days after that, chairman 250. 90 days after that, chairman 500. And then it took us like almost a year and a half. No, it was like a 6-month gap between 250 and 500. And then it took us like a year and a half to hit 750. And we're blessed today. Guys, we have over 360 chairmen in our organization. And I think we're well over 200,000 active customers. And you're talking to a guy who doesn't say that with even 1 ounce of ego. I tell you that because first off, you got to believe in yourself. Anything is possible. But a lot of people quit before the miracle, right? A lot of people listen to their broke friends who are like, bro, just come back to what we were doing before. Bro, just come back. Let's flip a bag this way. Yo, let's play Call of Duty. Yo, let's go to the club, man. You don't need to be doing that trading stuff, right? And what it is it's like this crabs in a bucket mentality, right? When I was younger, I used to go to my grandfather's house in Ocean City, Maryland. And, we used to go crabbing. So when we would get there, we drop the traps in the water, and 3-4 days later, we would pull them up and there'd be like 20 crabs in each one. And we'd have a cookout before we left. And what would happen is my grandfather showed me, he had a big bucket, right? So he would go in and he would pull the crabs out and then he would throw them in the bucket. And when one of those crabs would try to get out of the bucket, right? So as they started to build up, the crabs would leverage each other. They'd climb on top. They'd try to get out of the bucket. As the crab was trying to leave, the other crabs would take its legs and pull it off. Take its claw, latch on and not let go, because, it's sometimes in the subconscious nature of fear that you don't want the people around you to elevate unless you are going with them. The problem is a lot of my friends from back home that had this crabs in a bucket mentality, a lot of them were looking for handouts, right? And honestly, to be real, the truth is that if we switch sides, it would be a whole different story, right? But you got to be able and willing to identify the fact that if someone is not paying your bills, then you should not be processing a payment on their opinion, right? And that's just the truth. If someone, I don't care about somebody else's opinion, because guess what? You know who's starting to come out of the woodwork now? Now that I got a blue check on Instagram, now that I got all that phony stuff that I don't even really care about, to be 100% real. I was just tired of people using my page to steal money from people. So I made sure I got verified. But I got articles, press, stuff like that. You know who's coming out of the woodwork now? My friends from high school, my friends, right? People that, 5, 6, 7 years knew I was on the journey. So guess what? You know who supported me before my family and friends? Strangers. But I put in the work while nobody was watching. See, when I moved to Miami, I was broke and people used to go out and party and, get high. Come smoke a blunt with us. Come hit the bar with us. Come hit the club with us. And you know what? My answer was, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. I'm going to kick it tonight. Yo, bro, it's Friday. You're always grinding. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Because guess what? I knew that if I started to do the stuff that nobody else would do, see, they were crabs trying to pull me back. They were like, nah, bro, don't leave the bucket. We need you in the bucket. I was like, nah, I don't want to be in the bucket. Because you know what? Being in the bucket sucks, man. Like barely getting by. Okay, cool. You go out to the club. Cool. Corona hits and you get a stimulus check. Cool. But okay, maybe you're in that temporary situation, but let's be real. See, I think that we have an opportunity to be the rock or to lean on the rock. And if you're born into a bad situation, understand you can't do anything about what you were born into. You were born into the reality you were born into, and you can't change that. But if you die broke, if you die in the same neighborhood that you complained about your whole life, if you die around the same people that are pulling you back down, right? If you die without making a legacy, that's honestly on you. And I realize that. My town that I grew up in, I don't even like going home for holidays. I'm trying to pull my mom and dad out of there so I literally never have to go back. Terrible. Everybody is judgmental. Everybody is the same. Everybody still lives there. I could tell you where probably 10 of my friends are right now. Same couch cushion, same BS playing NBA or Madden from last year. Same shit. I said, yo, I'm good on that. So understand that your success, I know we're getting I get fired up on here, but C. John got me on one. Your success, it's not about where you are right now. Now, some of you guys are killing it. And C. John and I had a really good conversation last week. He told me about the culture. He told me about what you guys are doing with trading. And I love that. I love that because, guys, the services work. I got some of my fraternity brothers started, and they are killing it right now using DeLorean. Some of my boys are killing it on HFX. Some of my boys are killing it with the scanner. We got the sauce. Some of them are killing it with Kim and Luke. Some of them are killing it with Gold Cup. Levels with Oren Wright is hot. He showed me what he's doing. I'm like, damn, that is good. Guys, the services work. So we get the chance to get paid to talk to people about it, and you only need 12 customers to make $600 a month, and you could take that 600 and put it in your trading account. What? Okay. Wait a minute. Guys, you know who I've been working with lately? To be real, a lot of professional athletes. I'm meeting on Saturday with a guy who's in the NFL who's like, yeah, I get it. He's like, I can play ball. They're about to go into camp and he's still getting started. He's like, I told him, I said, bro, you ain't got to pay no management fees. And all your boys from home, all your friends from high school and college who are not in the NFL like you are, I said, what are they doing? I said, this is an opportunity for you to put them on. He's like, oh, this is sick. I'm going to build it. See, successful people they don't see skepticism, right? Unsuccessful people are skeptics. Let me tell you why. Because ego and a lack of money are what creates a skeptical situation. So when people are skeptical, when people are like, oh, yo, that's a scam. Yo, trust me when I tell you, they probably don't have the lifestyle that you want, or if they do have money, they probably have the biggest ego in the world. Because, bro, it's 2020. Bro, this is a U.S. company. I pay my taxes, 7 figures. The government knows what we do. That Chris Terry lives in the U.S. Guys, if this was an illegal business, I would be in jail right now. My public address is everywhere. Hello? So when people talk that talk, I'm like, what do you even think? Like, are you okay? No, you know what's a scam? When they say like, yo, send $100 to this friend. He's going to send $100 to this friend. And at the end of the circle, you're going to make $1,000. I'm like, bro, you actually fall for that? Come on. But what I'm doing with a 7-day refund and a 28-day cycle, you can cancel at any time. That's a scam? Nah, stop that. If people talk that much talk, I say, bro, take it somewhere else, man. I'm good. So I keep it moving. At the end of the day, I know that what we're doing is making a legitimate impact, because at the same time, I'm working with people in Nigeria, Kenya, Cameroon, Uruguay, Paraguay, Ecuador, Colombia, Mexico, Costa Rica, Argentina, that literally had nothing before we stepped in. We gave them opportunity, right? I got a guy that I signed up in Nigeria who hit me on Instagram, and he was like, bro, he has sickle cell, so he's pretty sick. He's good mentally. And, he had some money. He's like, man, I really want to change my life. He's like, I've been following you. This is pretty much all the money that I got, but I know that this can change my life. And I've literally been working with him every single day, speaking into his life, giving him positive affirmations, encouraging him. He's using the academy. He's starting to learn. He's starting to trade. We're not just, putting people on and selling them something. Right? To be completely honest, if he can't make his second monthly subscription, I'll probably log in and pay it for him. Because to me, it's about the impact and the legacy that we can create, not about just a sales transaction. I don't look at people like a sales transaction. I look at what can I do to somebody's life. So I'm going to tell you guys the truth. If you've been building this business and you don't have the results that you're looking for, I want you to check. I'm not saying I believe that all of you are good people, because I know C. John, and that's a true leader right there. No cap, 100%. He didn't pay me to say that. That is a great person. And I think all of you know that. I don't think I need to justify that. That's a person who's waited his turn. Literally, he is patient. He's low maintenance. He don't ask for handouts. Guys, I got some leaders that are prima donnas. Trust me. Trust me. C. John don't ask for nothing. So I know that you guys are good people. But let me tell you something. And Gustavo, that's my boy too. He's the same. I'll tell you guys, if you're having a problem with the business, you got to realize one thing. You could look around and see new chairmen popping every day. So if somebody else is having success with the platform and you're not, the problem isn't the platform. The problem is your approach, right? The problem is your strategy, right? So what I tell people is that entrepreneurs don't have cookie cutouts, right? There is no cookie cutter way to do this. You know, this is kind of like, I like to relate this to the NFL. I work with a lot of athletes, and I love sports. So for me, I'm like, this to me is the right way to relate this. I said, look, you don't see the same playbook for every running back. You don't see the same routes for every single wide receiver. You don't see the same, lineup for every offensive line. You don't see the same strategy for every defense, right? Some people run a 4-3, some people run a 3-4. There's different schemes. And what I want to tell you guys is that as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to sometimes change the strategy. If any of you ever played Madden before, you throw a pick and then you come back the next drive, you throw another pick, and then you come back the next drive and throw another pick. What you're doing isn't working. Stop doing it. Right? So let me tell you guys, if the way you're approaching people isn't working, shift the strategy. Right? If you're not getting the response, if people are leaving you unread, if people aren't showing up, you got to shift the strategy. Now, a place that I think you guys can plug into to receive a lot of value is my YouTube channel. That's something that I put together. You got the Chairman Bootcamp that Matt Rosa and I did. That's amazing. I'm actually going to drop right now what I send when I sign people up, when I get people started. I'm going to drop in here in the group chat what I send to people, right? I like to, obviously, this is a little bit more geared towards people who are building. So for you guys as builders, I believe that those are some essential things that you can use. I promote DeLorean and the harmonic scanner pretty much more than anything because DeLorean has a pretty simple 4-step system. People are making money. And I don't like telling people, yo, get rich quick, but I like getting people results. And so those guys provide a lot of value. But if you have a certain product or service, you can take that out, do what you got to do with it. But let me tell you guys, shift the strategy. That Chairman Bootcamp is on there. Okay, the link to the Chairman Bootcamp is on that link. So getting started with IamAcademy.com. That's a customer fast start training that I send. Sometimes I send that as a follow-up, right? So there's kind of a psychology thing that takes place here because what I do is I send my intro to tradingonline.com. I send that video. Very professional, opens the door. It's under 10 minutes. So you're going to captivate somebody's attention. I've had nothing but great feedback on that. Okay. And then if the person's like, yo, I have some questions, or like, yo, I just think I need a little more info. How many of you guys have heard that? You don't need to post in the chat box because I don't want my post to get buried. Right. But a lot of people, you're welcome, guys. A lot of people that I talk to, even when I talk to them, they say, well, yeah, I'm just going to do a little more research and I'm excited. Cool. I say, look, watch this video. And I actually send them the customer fast start training, the getting started with IAM Academy. Why? Because if they go out and do their own research, they could fall down every rabbit hole, right, in the world. Because if you're out there looking for government conspiracy theories, you're going to be on the internet for hours and weeks and years. And by the time you come out, you ain't even going to feel good. Right. So people can get sucked into a million different rabbit holes. And the truth is that, everybody out there with a video that's like, I am scam, I am this, they're promoting a different company or they're promoting their own academy. They're just using the fact that we're getting literally tons of traffic every single day to try to bite our flow, right? So we gotta keep people focused. So the video that I send to follow up is actually the video that gets them started, because here's what happens. In that customer fast start training, I explain to them how to get paid. It's all about psychology. The reason why people won't get started is because they don't know how to make money in Forex. So I explain to them what's a lot size, what's a pip. I give them some examples. I show them that it's proper risk management. I explain they could use a demo. I talk to them about, how they could risk and calculate the risk before they enter a trade. Then I edify the platform. I give them their goals. I talk about goals. I talk about why, and I end it. And that is very effective. But also what's cool is that they get launched the right way. So Matt and I, if you guys look, Katie, I'll answer that in a second. But if you guys look at the leaderboard right now, the birthday promo, you're going to see Matt and I up there, Global Dynasty Network LLC. Because what I'm doing now that I got my system down pat is I'm actually running ads to my page on Instagram. I'm getting tons of DMs. I'm literally plugging them in to opportunity calls. And I send them the video. I drop the Getting Started with IM Academy, and it's a wrap. So right now I'm starting to pick up steam on personal enrollments, and I'm more excited than ever because the system saves you the time, the energy, and the money, and will actually help you guys go out and prospect and not feel like you have to sell. Guys, a lot of what we do is relationship based. Understand, everybody is following somebody, right? You guys believed in somebody on this call to say, yo, I want to work with you. I want to work with your squad. I'm in, right? We don't just pull the trigger blindly. We calculate the decision. We calculate if the risk is worth the reward, and then we make a move. That's how every single person moves. Now, some of us have a different risk tolerance. Oh, hold up.
He said, hold up.
You're on.
There we go. All right. Hold up. Yep, I did. All right. So understand, guys, that this is a relationship, and this isn't a transaction-based business. This is a relationship business. So what I have always done is go the extra mile, right? Every single person that I enroll has my personal cell phone number, and they know that they're using the platform. They know that they're using the platform, but they also know that I have their back. And you know what? If they shoot me a quick little text, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. I'll try to send them a video, right? I never try to be the coach because that breaks the system. But I point them back to something that actually is a video, because why? If you do everything, then you have a job, my friends. You have another job. But if the video or the system does it, then you have a business, and there's a big difference. Then you have freedom, right? I know that I could step away for a year. I come back, my volume's up. That's a business. So I want you guys to start to think about the system, and I want you to think about the way you're speaking to people. And also remember something. I got to get ready to do another training. So there's a couple things I want to spit out. Okay. There's a couple things I want to spit out before I do this. I want you guys to remember that when somebody gets started, we are the ones who paint the perception. If you tell somebody this is easy, oh, you're definitely going to make your money back the first month. Oh, bro, you're definitely, we're going to make sure that you get P600 done. We're going to make sure that whatever we tell people is what they're going to expect, right? So I like to underpromise and overdeliver. And I like to tell them things that I know I can promise on, because if I promise you that you're going to make X amount of dollars your first month and you don't, you're going to quit. That's a waste of my time. So I know a lot of people, they're trying to make people feel good. You're trying to get people to say yes, but guess what? We got the best deal in the world. And if somebody doesn't see $235 value and $7 a day for a membership, for 165 educators, 16 languages, 2,000 hours, and all the recordings, guys, come on. Next, I'm being honest. But I don't need to lie about the platform. I don't need to hype or cap, because I'd rather just show them And that's why in that video, I tell people, look, as a customer, I would plan on being in a company for 3 to 6 months. That's when people see the best results. Can you see it faster? Yes. But I think if you paint that 3 to 6 month window for people, they're really going to get the right expectation. And then if they see results faster, you kidding me? They're going to go out and build a business. My fraternity brothers, the few that I signed up, they did not, listen to me, they did not want to build. They were like, nah, we're not going to talk to nobody. We're just going to trade. We're going to become great traders. Both of them are about to go Platinum 600. Both of them are about to go Platinum 600. Why? Because they plugged in, they found a strategy they believe in, they started to get results. They moved to a live account, they made some money, and then they were like, oh my God, I need to build this business. So I don't put the pressure on people to build because I know that if I deliver the value that they will build. So what I recommend that you guys do is when somebody comes in, you create a distinction, and you guys might already be doing this. You might have heard me talk about this, but I just wanted to say this. I have a conversation with people and I say, look, how many hours a week? There's no right or wrong answer per day. Sorry. I tell them there's no right or wrong answer because I don't want them to feel guilty if they say 1 hour, right? But I say, how many hours a day can you commit to this? And I'd rather you give me the real answer because I think consistency is more important than anything. So how many hours a day are you willing to put this? This is a gem for you guys to get your newest customers on point. Watch this. How many hours a day are you willing to commit to this consistently between 5 and 7 days a week? You get their answer. Let's say it's 2 hours. Say, perfect. I think that's a great place to start. Whatever they say, you say, perfect. I think that's a great place to start because you want to encourage them. Even if they say 1 hour, if they say less than 1 hour, you could be like, yo, you could do 1 hour. If you say half hour, come on, bro, you could do 1 hour. But anything that they say, I say, perfect. That's a great place to start. I say, now the second question, what percentage do you want to focus on trading and what percentage do you want to focus on building? Is it 100-0, 50-50, 80-20? There's no right or wrong answer. But what percentage do you want to focus? And they say, right, 50-50. Perfect. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick maybe 30 minutes in the academy and 1 go live session per day. Go to the schedule. Find some education in the basics. Maybe you guys have maybe some of you guys are doing HFX and you want to put them into the HFX Academy. Maybe some of you guys are doing DeLorean. You want to put them into the DeLorean Academy. I don't really care what you plug them into, but get them plugged into something. Not a signals chat. Signals don't duplicate. Signals don't create success. They create laziness. I don't do signals. I do retention. Signals give people the impression that they're going to get something for free. And then you turn your business into a soup kitchen instead of a library, right? I don't know about you guys, but I would rather have 100 dedicated people than 500 people complaining if we lose 1 trade. Scott, I'm doing this for freedom. If I wanted another job, I'd go work at Wendy's. I'll be real, because I'd rather just take orders from happy customers than sit there and listen to people complain because they lost $5 on a signal that they got. Stop that. So I don't promote signals because to me, it promotes laziness and it does not duplicate the right thing. So some of my teams right now, I'm going in and I'm fixing them up because they got big results, but they don't have great retention because they're teaching people how to be lazy from the jump. No. I got a group of 300-400 people that are using the services and they're duplicating and growing every single day. And that volume is not going down. So I can tell you guys from my experience that if we give people, a game plan and we say, look, how much time are you going to dedicate to this? Most of the time, the number they tell us, once they're on fire, that's going to double or triple. Well, I had one of my ex-girlfriends. She was right, but she said something to me, and I'm going to end the training with this. You guys will think this is funny, but it was true. She said, I was busy. I was working my business. It was a long distance thing and it was kind of rocky on and off. And she's like, Jay, if I was important, you would make time for me. I was like, damn, like that. But it's true. She said, if it was important, you would make time for me. And I couldn't even lie. I was like, all right, you got me. No, you're right. Are we good? It's true. Guys, if this becomes important for people, they're going to make time for it. So whatever they say, let them communicate with them. And you ready? Last one. No, two more things. I'm going to be late for this other training, but it's all good. I'm going to bring so much sauce. They're going to forgive me. All right. Two more things. Number one, better retention. Check this out. When you enroll a customer, this is a nugget. I'm glad I thought of this. When you enroll a customer personally, something like this. Hey, Siri, remind me in 26 days that Melissa's subscription is coming up. And then what I do, Melissa's like, wait, what? And what I do is I communicate. Now, you should be communicating with your personals once a week, minimum. Minimum, just check in. Hey, just checking in, making sure you're good. You need help with anything. It takes 2 seconds to send a one-sentence text messages. So don't tell me you're too busy, because I'm a Chairman 750 in the back office too, and I got time to message my personals. So watch this, because if you enroll them and then you show up when their subscriptions due or it's zero, that's cap. That's not people over profits. That's profits over people. So I don't like to just show up when their subscription goes to zero. I like to show up and stay up. So what I say is, yo, hey, Melissa, just a heads up, your subscription's coming up in a couple days. And I just wanted to make sure that everything was great. I want to get some feedback, see if we need to realign anything, see if there's anything we can adjust, see if there's anything that I can help you with. And I also want to know what you're enjoying and what you're getting value from, so I can put the future customers into the best place possible. It's intentions. It's going to make you a better leader. And a lot of people are doing manual payments, MaxiCash, Bitcoin. You know, they're coming in manually. So let me tell you something. All right, I'll try to answer that question. Give me a second. But manual payments, you do this and you say, look, remember you paid with Bitcoin or MaxiCash. I want to give you a heads up, because in 2 days, on Monday, let's say it's Friday, you say on Sunday, your subscription is going to end and you're going to lose service. You're going to lose access to the platform for that day. And I don't want you to miss out. Right? So it's a communication, because if somebody's in, they're in. If they're out, they're out. If they're on the fence, they're on the fence. And a lot of times that communication, them feeling that support or maybe making those adjustments, is going to be the reason why they continue to go. So that's huge. I forgot the second thing that I was going to talk about, but if I remember it, I'll tell C. John and I'll blast it over to you guys. The last thing, because I'm like 10 minutes late for this call. Let me see. Before you go, can you answer the question about from Katie about when to use that customer fast start? Yeah, so like, guys, if somebody doesn't show up, okay, if you have somebody that confirms a meeting, I don't get emotional. I keep it real, right? And this is what I say to people. I say, look, I noticed that you weren't able to make the meeting tonight. Something depends. If I know that they're a little flaky, I might be like, yo, what did you like best about the meeting? And they'll be like, you know, I want to see if they're real, because some people will lie. Oh, it was good. And I know they weren't there. I'm saying, okay, cool. I don't need you. I'm good. I don't need that. But some of them that I say, look, if it's like if I feel like it's a professional, it's a good person, you know, someone who's serious, I'll say, look, you know, I noticed that you weren't able to be with us tonight, and that's all good. I'm just sending some prayers and some good vibes your way in case something happened. But if not, just let me know when you want to reconnect, and that's it. I'm always here. And I just make myself available, because, you know, some people, from even one of my good friends from high school, he hit me up 4 months ago. He's like, yo, I'm serious. I want to get started. And then he kind of faded off for a little while. And I watched him. He was seeing my stories and stuff. So I'm like, yo, it's all good. And guess what? The other day he hit me up and he's like, yo, I want to sign up. And he got started right away. So for some people, they may be embarrassed to communicate that they don't have the money. That's what I see. People see the value, but they feel like, you know, it's going to lower them if they say, yo, I don't have the money. I'm waiting for the money. So for most people, I believe it's a money issue. And in today's world, that's okay. But I will tell you something. I got a Lamborghini. Results not typical. Actually, yeah, we're going to keep it right there. But I got a Lambo. And if I took the key, I don't have it with me. But if I take that key and we're all sitting in a room and I say, here, it's anybody's. if you go get me $2,000 cash and you have to do it legally. Legally. Some of you guys are laughing. You're like, what? Come on. No, you have to do it legally. Every single person will come back with at least that they tried. They hit up grandma. I'm not telling you to go hit up your grandma, but they go sell the TV. They go sell the Xbox. Yeah, I had a kid sell his bed. I'm like, bro, you didn't need to do that, right? Yo, people understand that a lot of the times it's not a money issue, because those same people, watch this, are the people that are going to go out on Thirsty Thursday, Taco Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday, Freaky Friday. They're going out and partying. They're saving that $250, $300 for the new pair of Jordans that's dropping next week. They're saving some money for the PS5. NBA's about to come out. They want to turn up. And Madden's coming out in a couple weeks. They want it. Bro, trust me when I tell you, it's not a money issue 99% of the time. It's a value issue. So if they're not, I'll be honest, if they don't get started and they say it's a money issue, for me, I know that I just didn't show them enough value. Because if they knew what we knew, the type of testimonials people are getting with trading, the type of money people are making just networking, you would do whatever it took to get that money. So just reflect on that. But I don't chase people. We're not in a business of herding cats, right? We're in a business of business, and I believe that if we bring enough value, the right people will always show up. So much love, guys. I'm super late, but I had a vibe. You guys are dope, and C. John and I are really building a good friendship. So we'll be here once a month. I'm down to do a call, and the next one I want to do, C. John, lock this in 4 weeks from today. Let's communicate about it and make sure as we get a little bit closer, my schedule is good so there's no overlaps. But what I want to do, I think this will help you guys a lot, is we're going to do a Q&A. So I want you to come and actually bring the questions, whatever, honestly, whatever. But I want you to come to the table and bring questions. So this will give you 30 days to run, right? 30 days to grind, 30 days to go. And I believe that we could, with this organization and the world and the state that it's in right now, we have a solution to almost everybody's problem. Truly, I believe in that. And so, we can go out and just have conversations. And I believe that a lot of people are looking for opportunity. They're looking for another stream of income. I'm signing up business professionals left and right who are just sick and tired of being sick and tired, or they're scared that they might lose their job at any time. And this at least gives them that sense of comfort. So much love. C. John and the fam. I'm going to toss it back to you. I'm going to jump onto the other call. I appreciate you guys. I saw my IG blowing up. So I appreciate the love on there. And we'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. Let's get it.
Let's go. I told y'all, man. Look, JB, I told you we're gonna show the most love out of any organization you got. I don't know if you're still on here, but we're gonna show more love than any organization you got, because we're not gonna play with it, right? Let's go ahead and drop love in the chat, man, because we just got poured into, and I'm super grateful, and I know everyone here is super grateful. I got a lot of notes. I got 2 pages of notes. So, we definitely was in student mode today. Let's take whatever we got from here and let's go teach it to somebody, right? Let's go ahead and get on the phones and build those connections. Let's go ahead and call the person who probably enrolled you and say thank you. Let's go ahead and call those people who you enrolled and thank them, right? Super, super grateful for you, JB. Not sure if you're on. I know he probably took off because he had a bunch of trainings that he had to do, but JB is somebody that just moves with integrity, super laser focused. And, the mission statement is, 1,000 champions, 1 million customers. So, what percentage of that are you going to participate? Are you going to participate in that overflow? Because that overflow is going to happen in 2020. By December 31st, 2020, 1 million customers. We added 350,000 now, almost 500,000. There's somebody that they might just be looking for something. You might just post this on your social media, and they might just be nosy and say, hey, what you been up to? Like, it's just going to be that type of vibe. So, sometimes you can actually go ahead and do things on purpose, and it's for the purpose. So, that's a little gem for you guys. I'm done. We at 9 p.m. I know we got a lot of other calls that's going on. I love you guys. Go ahead and drop in the chat. Let's run. Let's run. Let's run. Let's run. Let's run. Next 90 days, we're not gonna play with it. Let's finish off July strong. If you're 1 away, 4 away, 5 away, if you haven't even begun doing it, don't wait till August. Let's run now. Let's get better. Reps after reps after reps. So I love you guys. We're gonna go ahead and end this. And peace and love.